Tristan Blaze, back again. This is not a social critique article like I've been doing about why Warhammer 40k is full of fascists, or why we have certain feminists or certain other organizations that are disregarding a plea for peace and reason. This is basically an article that shines the light on how easy it is to use a far left narrative to basically troll the living shit out of a news organization. This was written, quote, anonymously. Now, the person who actually wrote this article, I follow them on Twitter. It's Godfrey Elfwick. This amazing individual. Hey, you guys gotta shut up. Hey, if you're not quiet, I'm gonna drug you again. I'm gonna drug you puppies again. Oh man, the police are rolling through. And a state trooper. Jesus, what the... They must have found my stash of gay porn. So this lovely individual, Godfrey Elfwick, is, by his bio, genderqueer Muslim atheist. I see nothing wrong with that. Born white in the hashtag wrong skin, itinerant yongler. Pronouns are zer, zers, zerself. Filters life through the lens of minority issues. If you've ever seen in real life, if you've ever seen some of the shit that I've done in real life, and you think, wow, that guy's an awesome troll, I don't hold a fucking candle to this guy in the art of trolling, okay? I don't. Okay? Like people talk like, oh, Donald Trump's playing 4D chess. Godfrey Elfwick is doing like 4D fucking trolling. I mean, all these people here that he's like screenshotting, all that, where people are threatening white people, his comment, that's got 5,000 retweets and 8,000 likes. What kind of world are we living in when you can't make outright threats to kill white people without facing consequences? And of course, Jack Dorsey, the head, social justice, guru of Twitter, can't really ban the account because you kind of have to ban a bunch of other accounts too. And the thing is, everybody's like, no, Godfrey, he couldn't have written that. He's actually posted his screenshots of his computer where he's actually showing all of that, So, like, the guy's actually providing evidence like, no, I trolled the fucking Guardian. And he's got the why I joined the day I applied to Black Lives Matter. That's a new article he's doing. So this is awesome as hell. Alt-right online poison nearly turned me into a racist. We've come to the right place. I know you're going to feel dirty, but we got free showers for everybody. It's all about that summer camp. Come on. It'll be a gas. Don't want to make me furious, do you? Did not see that coming. It started with Sam Harris, moved on to Milo Yiannopoulos, and almost led to full-scale Islamophobia. If it can happen to a lifelong liberal, it could happen to anyone. This is like the intro to like one of those like old 1940 or 50s black and white like reefer madness videos, I think. I'm a happily married young white man. I grew up in a happy conservative household. I've spent my entire life, save the last 4 months, as a progressive liberal. All of my friends are very liberal or left-leaning centrists. I've always voted Liberal Democrat or Green. Godfrey Elfwick is in the UK. So those are actual parties there. If you're from America, that's like left-wing parties there. I voted Remain in the referendum. The thought of racism in any form has always been abhorrent to me. When Leave won, I was devastated. I'm thinking Godfrey Elfwick actually voted leave. I was curious as to the motives of leave voters. Surely they were not all racist, bigoted, or hateful. I watched some debates on YouTube. Obvious points of concern about terrorism were brought up. A leaver cited Sam Harris as a source. I looked him up. This, quote, intellectual free thinker was very critical of Islam. I personally believe people should be critical of all religions. Naturally, my liberal knee-jerk reaction was to be shocked, but I listened to his concerns and some of his debates. It gets better. And this is an actual media outlet that published this. I should start writing articles like this, man. But I live in a rather conservative county, so I don't think anybody would give a fuck. This, I think, is where YouTube's suggested videos can lead you down a rabbit hole. Moving from Harris, I unlocked the Pandora's box of it's not racist to criticize Islam content. Eventually, I was introduced by YouTube algorithms, oh, those naughty algorithms, to Milo Yiannopoulos and various anti-SJW videos. SJW, or social justice warrior, is a pejorative directed at progressives. No, we direct them at regressives, sadly. They were shocking at first, but always presented an innocuous criticism from people claiming to be liberals themselves, or centrists, or sometimes just a regular conservative, but never ever identifying as the dreaded alt-right. The alt-right, it's like the alt-right is some bullshit that a lot of people made up, I believe. Kind of like how parents make things up to scare kids, like the Boogeyman or Michael Jackson. For 3 months, I watched this stuff grow steadily more fearful of Islam. Not Muslims, they would usually say. Individual Muslims are fine. But Islam was presented as a threat to Western civilization. Considering some recent polls in the Netherlands show about 50 to 60% of first-generation Muslims claim that Islam and democracy are not compatible, I'm thinking the Muslims themselves are presenting themselves as a threat to Western civilization. I could be wrong. Fear-mongering content was presented in a compelling way by charismatic people who would distance themselves from the very moment of which they were apart, very movement of which they were apart. At the same time, the anti-SJW stuff also moved on to anti-feminism, men's rights activists, all that stuff. I followed a lot of these people on Twitter, but never shared any of it. I just passively consumed it. Because deep down, I knew I was ashamed of what I was doing. It's the same thing when I jerk off to gay porn. Like, deep down, I know I'm ashamed. I'm a happily married man. I'm just jerking off to two dudes, like, butt-fucking each other. I mean, it's not like I share that on my Twitter feed, in case you're following me. But hey, I feel ashamed. I started to roll my eyes when my friends talked about liberal progressive things. What was wrong with them? Did they not understand what being a real liberal was? All my friends were just SJWs. They didn't know that free speech was under threat and that politically correct culture and censorship were the true problem. On one occasion, I am ashamed to admit, very diplomatically expressed negative sentiments on Islam to my wife. I wonder how you would diplomatically do that to a very liberal wife, but hey, I don't know. Nothing overtly racist. Just some of the innocuous type of things the YouTubers have presented. Islam isn't compatible with Western civilization. She was taken aback. Isn't that a bit right-wing? I justified it. Well, I'm more a left-leaning centrist. PC culture has gone too far. We should be able to discuss things without shutting down the conversation by calling people racist or bigots. The indoctrination was complete. Now, it's rather interesting when you see this rise of the right wing so far. Like, you see Le Pen in France. Le Pen is a very, very right wing politician, like very, very nationalist. She's also in line to potentially become the first female president of France. So if you're a hardcore feminist and you believe it's, quote, hashtag her time, you can't really say I gotta vote against her. If I vote against her, I'd be sexist, wouldn't I? About a week before the US election, I heard one of these YouTubers use the phrase red-pilled, a term from the film The Matrix, in reference to people being awakened to the truth about the world and SJWs. I've lived my whole life on a red pill status, basically. Suddenly I thought, this is exactly like a cult. What am I doing? I'm turning into an arsehole. I unsubscribed and unfollowed from everything. I told myself outright, you're becoming a racist. What you're doing is turning you into a terrible, hateful person. See, a true hardcore leftist would look into the mirror and say that. He'd point to them like, you are white, you are a racist, you are a horrible person just because of your skin color. Until that moment, I hadn't even realized that the alt-right was what I was becoming. I just thought I was a more open-minded person for tolerating these views. I would take every swear word under the sun to describe how I feel about tolerating such content and gradually accepting it as truth. Well, technically from the left, there is no absolute truth. There is only the truth that you accept, or subjective truth. So, from their standpoint, anything can be the truth. So, hey, fuck it, man. Anything can be true to you. I spent every day since feeling shameful for being so blind and so easily coerced. See, this is how you troll, man. This is how you troll. U.S. Election Day rolled around and I was filled with dread. Trump's win felt like EU referendum morning all over again, magnified by 100. Although I never shared any of this rubbish with anybody, I feel partly responsible. It's clear this terrible ideology has now gone mainstream. A lot of people say the same thing about the far left, too. It hit me like a ton of bricks. Online radicalization of young white men. It's here. It's serious. And I was lucky to be able to snap out of it when I did. And if I can get somebody like... and if it can get someone like me to swallow it, a lifelong liberal, I can't imagine the damage it is doing overall. It seems so subtle. At no point did I think my casual growing Islamophobia was genuine racism. You know, some people, like gay people, have a real good right to be fearful of Islam. I remember the last time a Islamic man, nice guy, you know, Democrat, very liberal voter, supported Hillary, walked into a gay bar in Florida and said, hey, free shots for everyone. I think some people have a good reason to be fearful of Islam. But hey, if you're not getting shot, why would you care? The good news for me is that my journey toward the alt-right was mercifully brief. I never wanted to harm or abuse anybody verbally. It was all very low level, a creeping fear of bigotry that I won't let infest me again. But I suspect you could, if you don't catch it quickly, be guided into a much more overt and sinister hatred. This dude is like fucking amazing, dude. He is. I'm waiting for that Black Lives Matter article to pop up now. I'm so waiting for that. I haven't yet told my wife that this happened, and I honestly don't know how to. I need to apologize for what I've said and tell her I certainly don't believe it. It is going to be a tough conversation. I'm not looking forward to it. I didn't think it could happen to me, but it did, and it will haunt me for a long time to come. Dude, this man is like a god, okay? I mean, come on, look at that. This dude has trolled media sites before with stuff like this. I mean, this dude is awesome. Like, you can't just like be like, oh, you know, He's just, it's like it's epic the way he can do this shit, dude. I seriously recommend you go follow this guy because this is just so hilarious. Like so many, like he'll screenshot somebody's fucking Twitter and then like they'll delete their Twitter. It's fucking epic, man. It's awesome. So, anyways, this is Tristan Blaze, and this you Godfrey Elfwick, you glorious bastard. I salute you, and I'm waiting for your Black Lives Matter article because I'm definitely going to do a video on that. Peace out.